States Department of Defense is officially moving additional assets to the Middle East region to bolster regional deterrence efforts and increase force protection for U.S. forces. This comes as Iran has sent a back-channel message to the United States, essentially saying that if the United States intervenes between Iran and Israel, Iran will target U.S. forces in the region. Meanwhile, the White House has said today that the threat from Iran is, quote, real and credible. And John Kirby, the National Security Council spokesperson, said that we're watching this very, very closely right now. Now, the United States is not expecting Iran to target U.S. forces in the region. But if the United States were to get involved to protect Israel, for example, Iran may eventually target U.S. forces as well, which would turn already a heightened situation even worse. Right now, we are all on pins and needles waiting for what Iran will likely do. And according to reports, it can come any hour now, today or tomorrow. The ultimate goal of the United States is to avoid a dramatic escalation and a full-blown war. We'll see if they're able to do that. Stay tuned for all the news you need to know about.
So much has happened in the last week since Damascus was bombed. So I just want to go over things and let the public know what has been going on. China has ignored the U.S.'s request to tell Iran not to attack Israel. A lot of sources have been reporting saying that Iran will attack Israel within the next 48 hours. However, yesterday they had postponed. They didn't cancel their attack on Israel. Earlier today at 1:19, it was reported that Iran warned America that if it interferes between Iran and Israel, American military bases will be attacked. America should not be getting involved in this. Here's what Biden had to say. He went ahead and announced deployment of reinforcements in the Middle East. Then this H group fired a missile attack. Then Joe Biden publicly said at around 3 o'clock, don't. So because the statement was don't, the United States defense officials told Fox Assets that they're being moved in the Middle East region amid expected Iranian strike on Israel. U.S. defense official, we are moving additional assets to the region to bolster regional deterrence efforts. And so, in the midst of all this is Netanyahu's face, but they're getting ready for the worst case scenario with Iran. And this was posted before all of this happened, but the Islamic Resistance of Iraq said if America intervenes between the two, they will attack American forces throughout the region on a large scale. And that means the bases. Then, a little bit afterwards, Biden made a statement and said, we are devoted for the defense of Israel. We will support Israel. We will help to defend Israel, and Iran will not succeed. And it was reported by Al Jazeera that the Israeli Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, says Israel and the U.S. were shoulder to shoulder and facing a possible threat from Iran following talks with the U.S. Central Command Chief Michael Kurilla. And it's important to note that all of these countries, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, forgive me for mispronouncing it, Bahrain, are ordering their citizens to leave Israel and Iran immediately. This comes after France had already published that statement too. They wouldn't be doing this if Iran was not all talk. And this is what Iran was published as saying. Israel will be punished in the coming hours. I am not fear-mongering. I am simply telling you guys, I'm piecing everything together, and I'm telling you guys what is happening. And this man is throwing us into a Middle Eastern war when we never asked for that. This is no longer a democracy. This is them telling us what to do, and we have to do it blindly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please forgive me if you guys do feel fear. All you have to do is pray to God, and God will strip that fear from you because he did not give you a spirit of fear.
Hey, Shalom, Makim. First off, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Makakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles, prophets, and teachers of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. I also want to say shalom to the Lord Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi's elect, the 144,000 men, and the 1/3 of men, women, and children, that large, great multitude, of whom you have mercy on in these last days. Now, as you can see from those clips, Most High not playing. And I mean, if you don't understand that we on our way to World War III and prophecy coming real quick, then you just lost. But I mean, it's a good time to be alive. So I mean, I've got some some precepts, and then we'll go through it. I'll just say, open up your spiritual eyes, your spiritual ears, and try to follow along. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That third world war is coming. It's right around the corner. Man, I'm telling you, it is right around the corner. And you women gonna have to get in line. You see, you need to get in line, fall under the men of Yahawashi, get in order, read your Bibles, study, pray, follow your head. I mean, this is what you gotta do. For behold, the Lord, Yahawah of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. You see in it now, children are back talking adults. You know, even back when I was growing up, it was said that children were better seen, not heard. You got children going in full-blown conversations about the male and female anatomy with. I mean, it's bad times here. I want to get you can read, this is Isaiah 3 on your own time. You can go ahead and read that. But drop down to verse 13. Yahweh standeth up to plead and standeth to judge the people. Yahweh will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof, for ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil, and the poor is in your houses. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor, saith Yahweh, power of hosts? Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cauls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and mantles, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle of rent, and instead of well-set hair baldness, and instead of stormature, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. And let's get that in the NLT. That's kind of hard to eat in the Old English. Instead of smelling of sweet perfume, she will stink. She will wear a robe for a sash, and her elegant hair will fall out. She will wear rough burlap instead of rich robes. Shame will replace her beauty. Here we go. Verse 25. The men of the city will be killed with the sword, and her warriors will die in battle. You young men and whomsoever getting drafted back into the military, I'm gonna tell you right now, you go out there, you ain't coming back. you might as well say, I'll take the what do you call that? Golly, you military brothers, you know what I'm talking about. You take that, but don't go over there in that war, cause you ain't coming back from that. And you'll see I've got some precepts for that. And her gate shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. And I go Isaiah 3 and 4 back to back. I just read verse 1. You can read the rest on your own time. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. 7 be the number of completion, so it could be more than 7, it could be less than 7. It's just a complete number of women taking hold of one elect man. Let's talk about the elect man, not just any old man. The men, the elect men of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Eleven 22. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah of hosts, behold, I will punish them. The young men shall die by the sword, their sons and their daughters shall die by famine, and there shall be no remnant of them, for I will bring evil upon the men of Anath, even the year of their visitation. So, yeah, you young men, y'all gonna go and die in the war, and some of these women, it's gonna be really bad out here for you. Some of you gonna even eat your children. And you can get that in 2nd Esdras 15, the 15th chapter. I think it's verse 68, but somewhere right around there. Jeremiah 18:21. Therefore, deliver up their children to the famine, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children, and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. I can't stress this enough. You don't want to go back there. You're going into the valley of Yahawashi. And that's not a fun place that you're trying to be in. 19:7 of Jeremiah. And I will make void the counsel of Judah and Jerusalem in this place, and I will cause them to fall by the sword before their enemies and by the hands of them that seek their lives. And their carcasses will I give to be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. There's you 2/3 out there too. Starting with you 2/3 out there. Lamentations 2:21. The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied. Thou hast called as a solemn day my terrors round about, so that in the day of Yahweh's anger none escape nor remain. Those that I have swaddled and brought up have mine enemy consumed. It's Amos 9:10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake us nor prevent us. I mean, y'all better open up. It's Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. That's a man of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, elect man. More precious than fine gold. Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. I mean, if that don't put the fear in you, I mean, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. If this don't put the fear in you, you just need to see it. And if you see it, it's too late. Isaiah 24:6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. There's only going to be few men left, and those elect men that's going to make it through. It's Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahawashi, and will plead with them, judge them, for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And see, that's even a cut for those people over there in the land today. That ain't the people. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahawah, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Zechariah 14:2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Or shall not. Let's get that more plain speech in the NLT. I will gather all the nations to fight against Jerusalem. The city will be taken, the houses looted, and the women, you see it. Half the population will be taken into captivity, and the rest will be left among the ruins of the city. You think Yahawashi is playing with you? He ain't playing with you. And sadly, it's going to take you to find out for you to actually find out. Here's Revelation 16:16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, or Hamagadwan. So Revelation 19:19. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and the armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the throne and against his army. And you going against Yahawashi, when he comes back, you're going to be vaporized. I mean, it's just, this is what it is. You're going to let Esau, Edom lead you in the battle all you want to. You're going to end up getting mollywopped. It's Isaiah 66:16. And for by fire and by his sword will Yahawah plead, judge, with all flesh. And the slain of Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, shall be many. I mean, it's going to get real out here, people. I mean, this is Ezekiel 38:22. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain and the great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Hit that in NLT. I will punish you and your armies with disease and bloodshed. I will send torrential rain, hailstorms, fire, and burning sulfur. Let's finish that out. In this way I will show my greatness and holiness, and I will make myself known to all the nations of the world, and they will know that I am Yahawah. Bahasham Yahawashi. It's Amos 1:11. And I'll just read it in NLT here, just to save some time. This is what Yahawah says. The people of Edom have sinned again and again, and I will not let them go unpunished. They chased down their relatives, the Israelites, with swords, showing them no mercy. In their rage, they slashed them continually and unrelenting in their anger. So I will send down fire on Taman, and the fortress of Basra will be destroyed. This is what Yahawah says. The people of Ammon have sinned again and again. I will not let them go unpunished. When they attacked Gilead to extend their borders, they ripped open pregnant women with their swords. So I will send down fire on the walls of Rabbah, and all its fortresses will be destroyed. The battle will come upon them with shouts like a whirlwind in the mighty storms, and their kings and princes will go into exile together, says Yahweh. So hopefully some of you were edified. At the end, I'll just say Shalom.